I'm Sanibel Betts. I'm an artist. I go to school at BC. My major is in neuroscience, but I have a minor in studio art. My concentration is in painting, but I would consider myself to be more of a mixed media artist. Recently, I've been working a lot with the concept of memory, which is what my piece behind me is about, and my senior thesis as well. I was inspired to do this piece over winter break in December. I was cleaning out my old house. I went through my basement, which is just like piled full of stuff from my childhood. It required me to look through pretty much like every physical artifact of like my life from the time I was born and up until I was like 6. There's so much evidence that it happened. And I just found myself thinking a lot about a life that you lived, but you can't really remember. You don't know if that person that you were is still like an accurate depiction of you. So I took a bunch of things from my past and I started trying to piece them together, like quite literally piece them together, because my piece is a quilt. The quilt is significant to me as well because my grandma taught me how to quilt. It was always made like with her own bare hands over the course of like several months. And I always thought there was something beautiful about that. And I've never had the opportunity to do that myself, but I thought it seemed appropriate given the subject matter I was dealing with. The most challenging part has been deciding what to expand on and what to dial back on. This is somewhat different than the typical work I do, in the sense that my other work is usually very maximalist. And this piece, until maybe like the last week, was much more minimalist. My professor told me that he needed a bit more from it. So I tried to dial into that more maximalist style that I usually use. You want to find the fine line between doing just enough and not doing too much. And I feel like in a piece that has so much texture and like substance about it, it can be hard to find that point. But the most rewarding thing, I think the most rewarding thing for me is just to actually have brought to life the vision that I originally had at the beginning of the semester. I always thought that quilts were just so like personal, and I always wanted to make something that had so much personal meaning specifically to me. And I feel like my art career at BC has always been about like personal art. Like I don't really make art that doesn't connect to me specifically. So just like finally having this and feeling like I do actually connect to it in the way that I had hoped I would, it feels good.